Understanding fair housing laws, a landlord's duty. The Fair Housing Act is a crucial piece of legislation that aims to create a just and equitable housing market for all. For landlords, understanding and adhering to these laws is not just a legal obligation, but also a moral imperative. At its core, the Fair Housing Act ensures that everyone, regardless of their background, has equal access to housing opportunities. It's about creating a society where individuals and families are judged not by their race, religion, or any other protected characteristic, but by their ability to be responsible tenants. Landlords play a pivotal role in upholding the principles of fair housing. By treating all prospective and current tenants fairly and respectfully, landlords contribute to a more just and equitable society. They foster diverse and inclusive communities. This commitment to fairness not only benefits individuals seeking housing, but also strengthens the fabric of our neighborhoods. The Fair Housing Act, passed in 1968, serves as the cornerstone of fair housing protections in the United States. It's important to note that this law doesn't just apply to landlords of large apartment complexes, it extends to anyone who rents or leases housing, including individual landlords and property management companies. This legislation prohibits discrimination based on several protected characteristics, ensuring that everyone has an equal opportunity to find and secure safe and affordable housing. By understanding and adhering to the Fair Housing Act, landlords can create a more inclusive and equitable housing market for all. The Fair Housing Act identifies 7 specific protected classes, safeguarding individuals from discrimination in housing. These classes are race, color, religion, national origin, sex, familial status, and disability. It's essential for landlords to be aware of and understand each of these protected classes to ensure they are treating all applicants and tenants fairly and within the bounds of the law. Discrimination based on race, for instance, could involve refusing to rent to someone because of their skin color or ethnicity. Denying someone housing because of their religion or the country they come from also constitutes a violation of fair housing laws. Similarly, treating a potential tenant differently because of their gender identity or family structure is unacceptable under these laws. Protecting individuals with disabilities is a critical aspect of the Fair Housing Act. Landlords are prohibited from discriminating against someone because of a physical or mental disability. This includes refusing to make reasonable accommodations for a tenant with a disability, which we'll delve into further in a later section. Understanding these 7 protected classes is paramount for any landlord. It forms the foundation for creating a fair and equitable housing environment where everyone has the same opportunity to find a safe and comfortable place to live. Housing discrimination can manifest in many forms, ranging from blatant refusals to more subtle, insidious practices. It's crucial for landlords to be vigilant and recognize these different forms of discrimination to ensure they are not engaging in or enabling discriminatory behavior. Overt discrimination is often easier to identify, such as explicitly stating a preference for tenants of a certain race or religion. Subtle forms of discrimination can be just as harmful, even if they are not as immediately obvious. This can include steering prospective tenants towards certain units or neighborhoods based on their race or ethnicity. For example, a landlord might consistently show families with children units on a noisy street while directing childless couples to quieter areas. Another example of subtle discrimination is quoting different rent prices or security deposit amounts to different applicants based on their protected characteristics. Using different application procedures for different groups of people also constitutes discriminatory behavior. It's vital for landlords to examine their own biases and ensure they are treating all applicants and tenants equally, regardless of their background. This includes being mindful of language used in advertisements, during showings, and throughout the application process. The Fair Housing Act mandates that landlords make reasonable accommodations and modifications to their properties to ensure equal housing opportunities for individuals with disabilities. This means that landlords must be willing to make adjustments to their policies, practices, or the physical structure of their property to accommodate the needs of a tenant with a disability. Reasonable accommodations are changes to rules, policies, or practices that allow a person with a disability to have equal opportunity to use and enjoy a dwelling. For example, a landlord might need to waive a no-pets policy for a tenant with a service animal, or allow a person with a visual impairment to have a guide dog in their unit, even if pets are typically not allowed. Modifications, on the other hand, involve alterations made to the physical structure of a property to accommodate a tenant's disability. This could include installing grab bars in a bathroom for a tenant who uses a wheelchair or widening doorways to provide easier access. While landlords are required to make reasonable accommodations and modifications, it's important to note that these requests must be reasonable and not create an undue financial or administrative burden on the landlord. The key is to engage in an open and honest dialogue with the tenant to understand their needs and find solutions that work for both parties involved. Fair housing laws exist to ensure everyone has the same opportunity to access safe, affordable housing. As a landlord, it's your responsibility to uphold these principles, not just because it's the law, but because it fosters a fairer and inclusive community. By staying informed and intentional, landlords can avoid legal trouble, build trust with tenants, and contribute to a healthier housing market. Confused about fair housing laws and how they affect your rental business? Let our team at Rent Portland Homes professionals do the hard work of day-to-day property management for you. Learn more about our services by calling 503-646-9664. Talk to a live person. Our office answers the phone 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or visit our website at forrentpdx.com.